Welcome back, guys. This will be my review of Gladiator 2. And if you guys stick around to the end, I will give a little bit of an announcement about some of the content I'll be uploading over the next few months. But let's just hop right on over to Gladiator 2. It's going to be more of a shorter review than most times. There we go. Something really interesting here. We have verified audience and all audience reviews, which is something that we did not see yesterday with Arcane. Normally that means that there's like a suspected what do you call it? Hate raid? I don't know if no, hate raid is more like live streamer stuff. Review bombing. That's what it's called. But I don't remember hearing anything about that. But either way, I guess they've gotten enough of people reviewing it poorly for some reason or what they deem as not a good reason, that they have now verified and all audience scores, which verified obviously a lot, but 5% increase from, right, that's not even 5%. What am I smoking right now? That's a 7% increase from all audience to verified, and then going from top critics to all critics. It does also sees a jump by, what's that, 10%? Yep, 10%. So all critics have slightly more favorable viewing of Gladiator 2 compared to the top critics. Then going over to IMDb, 7.0 rating from, was that 62,000 ratings compared to what, the 2,500 plus from all audience, or no, verified, and then 5,000 from all audience. Personally, wait, oh yeah, that's right. I'm stupid. I'm thinking of TV show. That is not what I wanted to do. There we go. I was thinking of TV shows where you go down and you rate the individual episodes. But for here, Gladiator 2, I'm gonna give it a, I think 5 is fair. I do think 5 is fair, to be honest with you. Looking at this, right, the plot's pretty simple. Which, I mean, to be fair, the first Gladiator film also did have like a fairly simple plot, but it was also really unique, and there was a lot of things working for it. But there, the plot was simple. There was sections of the film that just had like they just didn't make any sense. Certain things happening that it's like, oh, this is like I don't know, man. Like, simple plot. The fight scenes were pretty decent. Some of the visual effects were questionable at times. Sometimes they were good. And overall, it was just like, I mean, if you're watching this in the movie theater, like, you won't be bored of it. But I also don't think it's like I don't think it's a must see by any stretch of the imagination. I also, like, it's not boring. You'll, like, those 2 hours will definitely fly by. Like, there's some moments where it does feel kind of slow, but I never really felt like, oh, when is this gonna end at all. But either way, that's just my non-spoiler review of it, of just kind of basic storyline with no, like, very basic character developments, and just overall not like the most interesting thing in the world, right? Um, I guess it also doesn't help that watching this after like seeing the last, like, part 3 of Arcane probably didn't help, but yeah. So I'm gonna go full screen just to talk about spoilers a little bit, because oh my gosh, I don't know what I mean. Obviously, this is a sequel to a movie that was made over 2 decades ago. Pretty successful movie, obviously, pretty iconic, but I don't know, man. They continue the story of Gladiator, and there's moments where it's pretty good. There's moments where it's like bad. There's moments that just don't make any sense. Also, we I don't know if I said it earlier, but we obviously are in spoilers right now because I'm not gonna talk too much about this film, but like there's moments where the main character, I don't even remember the fucking names. Lucius. Lucius, like there's moments where like he doesn't even remember like certain shit, and it like suddenly like it takes him a while, and then he remembers it, and then oh my gosh, I don't know, like I it does feel very similar to the first one, but obviously the story and the outcome and the decisions going throughout it are much different compared to the first one. But it, there's just no uniqueness to it, and that's kind of the unfortunate thing about a lot of these sequels, especially the like classic films, right? Is that it feels like they barely do anything to improve upon it, and or they barely even meet up to the level of what it was. Because when Gladiator first came out, it was hugely influential, but I don't really know if I can say the same about like this in terms of how good it was compared to like it's the first Gladiator. Like don't get me wrong, a lot of the visuals were pretty good. The only ones that like the sharks sometimes looked a little iffy. Um, the decapitated head bothered me so much because sometimes it like looked like Joseph Quinn, and then there was other times where like it just blatantly did not look like Joseph Quinn. Like it felt like something where they changed the face post credit and in moments where the face was just completely still and not being interacted with. But like I don't know, it feels so weird, and I don't know if this is just a me thing, where I just think that it looks different from scene to scene. Like I mean, obviously, once I get a digital version, get my hand on a digital version, I could just check for myself to see if I'm actually tweaking or not. But like the decapitated head felt like it looked nothing like Joseph Quinn, and then for some weird reason, it did look like him. And then it would go back to not looking like him, and then it would go back to looking like him, depending on like what fucking part of the scene. And it just felt so weird because I was like, that looks. No-. I remember seeing it for the first time, like that barely looks like Joseph Quinn. And then I remember seeing it, and I'm like, why the fuck does it look a lot more like Joseph Quinn from this angle now? I was like, is it the angle, or did they do something in like post production? But like that kind of like threw me off a little bit. I mean, choreography was pretty good. Um, I'm not a sword fighting expert, but from most of it, right, most of the fights were pretty much determined within like 3 to 5 seconds, which, from what I know, is about pretty accurate when it comes to sword fighting in general, especially in that era, or just history in general. Most sword fights usually are determined within 3 to 5 seconds. But yeah, I I, I don't really know. Like it's weird. I don't know what else to really say about it because it does feel very similar to the first film, just with different plot points and a handful of different characters being replaced by, or there's just different characters replacing the roles from the first film. So it just doesn't feel original. The story's very bland and very cookie cutter, and the fights aren't like extremely over the top or really do anything to kind of push it over and I guess give it its own set of legs. So I'm gonna just kind of give this like I mean I already gave it the rating of a 5, like average, but I think that's just kind of true. Like I don't see how else this could be really any better. I mean, maybe I could have a more positive rewatching of it if I rewatch Gladiator and then rewatch it again. But I don't know. It just feels like another lazy sequel to me, and that's just kind of my opinion on it, right? So, what did you guys think? Let me know down below. Did you guys like Gladiator 2. Did you guys enjoy it? Um, like the video if you like it, obviously. If you want to see more, subscribe and hit the notification bell, especially since, before I forget, my little announcement I'll just do right now instead of making its own little segment because it's pretty easy. Pretty soon, I will be outside of the country for a little over a month, in which I will be in Japan, which is going to be pretty exciting. I do plan on doing some filming. I'm going to film some of the stuff there. If anything does come out or something comes up that I want to make a video on, I'll obviously post it. I'll just bring my Blue Yeti with me, and you'll just have to deal with the shitty laptop mic or not laptop mic, laptop um, camera. But I'm going to record some of that, upload it to here, and kind of just go over my overall trip. I'll be in Tokyo. Sorry, I'll be in Tokyo and Osaka, and that's gonna be really fun. But besides for that, I hope you guys have a good rest of your day, and I'll probably just get back to drinking some more, or at least the last bit of that wine you saw yesterday. So, peace out.